you enjoy cringe? Do you enjoy chocolate? Well, if not, why the hell are you here? A modding triplicate of Cat Lover 366, Sovereign, and That Bart Guy have teamed up to release none other than the Wonderland of Mr. Cringe. A somewhat ethically questionable chocolate expansion with a very whimsical theme for Rimworld, which of course I will be playing along with forever from now on, but you too can check it out at the link I will throw down in the description and probably in the pinned comment as well, assuming I'm awake when this video goes live. They also have a coffee page. They're completely unaffiliated with me, but I do think that they are worth promoting because this is some very, very nice work. They've also written Season 1 on the Steam Workshop page, which is confusing, but highly arousing. Today, Mr. Cringe is out for revenge, but I mean, who can blame the guy, huh? He's in debt to the Mafia, his loyal workers all unionized yesterday, and the worst part is, he hasn't been able to creme brulee. And today, this is where the fun begins. I have a tantalizing tale of traps prepared with many suggestions from the community. Think of Saw, think of Squid Game, think of any murder trap house dungeon room. Perhaps a county fair with a haunted house and particularly low safety standards. That is exactly what we're going to be building here today. A danger room. A danger hallway. A collection of danger rooms, in fact, of which I have a few in mind. For example, one of the patrons suggested a hall of mirrors filled with IEDs. Or say Pyther in the comment section yesterday suggested a fun room of fireworks. The fireworks in this case are the enemies in a gas-filled room that we then lob a Molotov into. Or this one might be my favorite one. Lovely comment to Jeremy saying there's a mod that lets you turn any gun into a turret. So of course I've gone and downloaded that very same mod because we could build a hallway of doots. Imagine it now. 15 repeating clown horns, all blasting whatever poor fool from the Mafia or whatever enemy faction decides to wander through our kill hallway. We could have a hall of cream pies with the rainbow pie cannon, but of course, that would get me demonetized. I'm not sure how many times I could get away with talking about that in one episode, to be honest with you. I think I'm already pushing my luck just having that in the game as it is. Obviously, I'm referring to a pie made of cream of which a clown would throw. Or Mr. Cringe wishes he could throw in the direction of creme brulee. And actually, in my original notes for this series, when I was first coming up with the mod pack idea, I wrote down that anybody who survives the Fun Gauntlet, we'll call it, for lack of a better word. Anybody who survives my Gauntlet of Fun should be recruited. As survival of the fittest, and they've proven themselves more than capable. They know their way around a lovely danger chocolate factory. Oh, and bonus points. If anybody can think of any way we can incorporate any of the original source materials, kind of murder techniques, because that's what they were, let's be reasonable. You eat something, you turn into a giant blueberry, or you drink a drink and fly up into a giant fan that grinds you to pieces. This would all be fantastic stuff. You digitize someone, put them in a TV, drown someone in a chocolate lake. I mean, it was messed up. And more you think about it, we're the good guys here. Mr. Cringe is just doing this to get revenge on the Mafia that he owes thousands to. The original guy, you know, the guy from all those years ago who might have done this originally, depending on if it's legally distinct or not for me to bring it up. He was just doing it to torture kids. That's fucked up. We're the good guy here, and I'm talking about melting our enemies in a room filled with gas. We're the good guy. This is messed up. Ah, speak of the devil. I don't think we can do spontaneous organ destabilization. You walk through a hallway and suddenly, you know, your liver's been replaced with spikes. I don't think we're going to be able to get away with that one. Weapon-based high-tech targeting. Learn how to build a turret base with high-tech targeting system. Of course, I wouldn't want an inaccurate cream pie here, would I? Ah, and speak of the devil. If these slime girls are here to stay, I expect to get mileage out of this, alright? Now, you'll have to forgive me. I said we were going to always plant as much cocoa as possible. However, we got 57,000 in storage and our people were starving. So, I mean, compromises had to be made, okay? I'm not proud of it, but we will start replanting the cocoa very, very soon. We can't make lavish desserts right now because they didn't have time to plant the strawberries, and God knows what the hell we were trying to grow cotton here. They haven't even started on that. They're very lazy. Well, that and it's beyond the growing time. Oh, that means what we should do is we should be planting the bloody cocoa during winter because it doesn't die in the winter. Like, he could start sowing that right now. Having to remember two things, though. That sounds an awful lot like work. Now, I really don't know how to start this off. Do we want to build it? An auto evacuation's in progress. Why? Oh! Who the hell is Lumpy? This guy's gone berserk and now they're... everybody's fleeing? That seems a little over the top. Okay, what I was about to say before Lumpy brutally interrupted me. I don't know whether to just build it all outside here. Try and weave it into the theme park a little bit like an exclusive area. Or whether we use the mountain. Try and divert them through it, or both. I mean, we could just say like all of this area here is for the kill zone, for lack of a better word. Oh, what? Oh, you're kidding me. We lost 6 mood because your guy went mad and decided to axe a donkey. Oh! What a pop-up, eh? Holy shit. The Slotty, what happened? The Slotty is overdosed on the lactation drug. Wow. Haven't we all? Haven't we all? Oh, are we good now? Can I carry on with... No! Come on! Our first Loompa death. Slutty Butt Farts has died. Overdosed on lactation fluid. Died as he lived. Oh, we're already up to a cracker today, aren't we? I'm not letting that skull go to waste. We're gonna take that one. That'll be fantastic decoration for the hallway. Well, given that we now have to host a very unexpected funeral for a very unexpected cause of death, I thought it'd be a good idea to actually establish all of the roles correctly in this colony now. Especially given that they've all bloody unionized and expect that type of thing. Equal rights and fair treatment and that garbage. Apple Pie is now very appropriately factory manager. Factory manager is just patissier. It gives her the ability to make a dessert. Given that she's made out of dessert, I'll leave that one to your imagination. Maybe we'll just leave it to Mr. Cringe's imagination. Given that she's a slime girl and that's about as good as it's gonna get. So the only role we're missing is head architect. Who is a viable candidate for that? We might have to flip over to Sprinkles because they need 8 construction for it. Sprinkles, Laffy? Laffy would make a lot of sense. That guy single-handedly got us all the concrete we needed to concrete over everything. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of this taxation without representation crap we've got going on. One moment you're giving them a drill arm, next moment they're outside the front of the factory with a bloody picket line stopping the guests coming in. Laffy talked about how his appearance makes him suited to the role. Oh! Bluedus! You can't die here, you idiot! Bullets have chemical damage. Oh no! On his brain? Minus 50% partitivity. He pickled his brain with lactation juice. Granted, not quite as much as Slutty Butt Farts pickled their brain with the with the juice. What have I done? What have I done? Their poor little orange bodies can't take it. Well, today was supposed to be about killing our enemies. All I've done is pickled one person and killed another because of my mad Oompa milk obsession. Oh! Are you actually... Oh my god! Bluedus as well? We're never gonna get this place built. Well, my group of Loompa keeps overdosing. This is disaster. It's a fucking nightmare, Mr. Cringe. It's all going wrong. No more Lactex. You lot going cold turkey. We've had enough milkies at this point. I'm gonna make a new drugs policy. I'm gonna make a new drugs policy where they just have loads of dessert. I'm gonna say every day, have a dessert, keep one in your inventory, whatever we've got, be it simple or fine or whatever. Just make sure you're trying to eat those as soon as possible. No more of this shit. You're gonna get you off this. I'm gonna have to open Groupa Loompa Rehab. I've decided to go a little more avant-garde for the graves this time. I've removed the skulls of the people who died and put them on a spike. It's metaphorical, you see. They died as they lived, being constantly ran for a corporate entity's entertainment. Something YouTuber. And the best part about having 2 funerals at once is you can save on the suit hire. It makes it a lot cheaper. I absolutely love a double wake. It's twice the fun, but the same level of sadness. I don't like that Sprinkles is the one leading the procession. Good chocolatier burial. Sure was memorable, all right. I can't argue with that one. When I die, which might be within the next week, given my current technology-based stresses. Now, I'm not sure my heart can take any more Rimworld error logs or Adobe Premiere crashes. So when I meet my perhaps not so untimely demise, I want a group of Loompa wearing a clown mask to oversee it. This is my official will. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Oh, apple pie. You're ruining the funeral. Oh, there are skulls everywhere because they kept picking up the wrong skull to put on the spikes. I didn't just want a random skull. So before we start work on this gigantic project, I want to move all the stuff down from Cringe's mansion over from up here down into the actual main factory itself, just so it's way more convenient for a start. Otherwise, I've got to run, you know, all the way up through this bloody snake and hedge maze to actually get there. But then who should turn up? Who should turn up as three of our people are having a breakdown. Luckily, Laffy's just chilled out from it. But the bloody civilized bureaucracy. 2 people have died of an overdose. You got 3 people panicking because that Mr. Cringe can't fight. I hate to say it. I think it's down to Sprinkles. Oh my god. Was he fucking listening? That's ominous. We're talking about a guy who's taken out whole raids single-handedly before. 5 of them. They're decently well armed. They got a lot of short-range weapons though, so you know what? I think he can do it. I think the clown assassin of Mr. Cringe can deal with it. Either shooting you die. He's called you die, not me die. That was so stupid I couldn't even finish my sentence. Get him. Get him. Get him. End you. End you versus you die. We couldn't even make this shit up. Oh, they both went down at the same time. Little Sprinkles. Oh, Sprinkles, you coward. You only shot in the leg with a shotgun. What the hell's wrong with you? So what's our backup here? Laffy with a piece of wood and Spoonie with 89 pieces of wood. 90 pieces of wood in total. Maybe we should grab a gun. Bone hatchet. Jade throwing rocks. Oh my god, it's slim pickings. We haven't had a proper fight in so long now. Okay, go. Oh, Brawler will be unhappy. Shit. Go get your bone spear, Laffy. And then we'll give the cream pie cannon to Spoonie. Oh, this is a nightmare scenario. I hope they don't kidnap Sprinkles. Where are they going? They're trying to chase you die through the doors. That does give us a little bit more time. How is Sprinkles looking? Let's get Mr. Cringe in a place where we could potentially sneak out there and pick him up. Apple Pie's no longer hiding in a room. Make a dessert. I want you to make a meal out of them, my friend. That's just incredible. Incredible today, huh? Give me that confetti popper. I don't know what it does. We're about to bloody find out. So I kidnap who they can and leave. They are taking Sprinkles. Okay, no, this is not on. This is not on. Laffy, Laffy. Laffy, get the fucking weapon. Laffy, Laffy, run. We might be able to stop them. Because they are obviously a lot slower, given that they're carrying a whole... If they kidnap Sprinkles, I'm pissed. I'll put a warrant out on him. We'll get him back. Oh, but then we're going to be in even more debt. What a bloody character arc that would be, though. Mr. Cringe realizes how invaluable Sprinkles was to the whole operation, goes from being the first colony slave to getting himself in more debt to rescue his only friend. Poor little Sprinkles. Are we going to get there in time, or are we just going to let him walk away? We're not even close. We are not even close. Oh, that's the saddest thing I've ever seen. They just did a 360 and walked away. Vengeance. Sweet fucking vengeance. Mr. Cringe. Mr. Cringe is the VIP room, we'll call it. A VIP room for a very important person indeed. Mr. Cringe, go pick up Endu. You know, I was thinking to myself, we might need some targets, some testers for what we have planned today. That's good. That is very good. I didn't notice the sound effect the first time around, but that is an incredible... incredible sight to behold, isn't it? I'm blessed. Oh, they're down. Oh, a second prisoner. Oh! They got back up. Laffy. Laffy, spear him. Oh! Apple pie. Bring the confetti, my friend. She's got a shield belt. Is that going to stop her... You shit. This has been the Grouper Massacre. What the hell was that? Oh, it's a shotgun. It's a confetti shotgun. Wow, this is a showdown. My god. Apple pie. Apple pie. Please. Aye! It lights them on fire as well. Oh, right in the leg. I was trying to bring Mr. Cringe over in time to tend to her, but you know what? She's done it. Spoony, spoony, spoony. There we go. We're going to put them in the same bed, I assume. Ah, fantastic. Oh, kidnap Sprinkles, will you? Kidnap my little Sprinkles. We actually got a massive upgrade from that, too. That's like the first decent guns that we've had. I say decent semi-automatic rifles that we've had in the entire colony so far. You're not dying on me, Laffy. I will not lose another grouper today, mark my words. Nice, 6.7%. That'll do it. How much have we saved up? 30,000 towards paying off our debt. I'll move heaven and earth. Bring him back. Bring him back. Create warrant. I want to find a human. His name is Sprinkles. Sprinkles. There he is. Gently Sprinkles. You've selected a non-hostile pawn for your warrant. Are you sure you want to continue? Well, I wanted to bring him back. Yeah. Reason? I've got to put I'm putting a bounty on him. No, I just want to bring him home. Okay, well, I mean, as long as we don't put a death payment on him. Technically, kidnapping is true. Loitering. It was in the wrong place at the wrong time, and then he was kidnapped. I will pay you 5,000 for the swift return of beautiful Sprinkles. Did that work? There he is. No reward for his death. That'll be my job. Oh, and there he is. I can finally play the game again. Should we pay the 5,000 silver? I mean... Oh, no. Is this a new character arc for Sprinkles? What have you done? Oh, good lord. He's been released from captivity and he's come back vengeful. It's because he's not a slave anymore. Obviously, he doesn't have the slave outfit. So, let's go for the old faithful Gimp mask. They didn't send it back with his clown mask, which is very annoying. Kind of enjoyed clown Sprinkles. Punished Sprinkles now. Punished Sprinkles and Mr. Cringe have had a fantastic character arc today, even if we haven't got much done with regards to the maze, which I've got some plans for. So, Rimworld Enemy Pathfinding 101. If there is an obstruction, a door, anything between us and the enemy, they're just going to dig through the fastest method to get to us, right? So we need to make sure that firstly, there is someone at the end of the tunnel unobstructed by any objects. That means in the rooms themselves, we cannot have any doors, any walls, anything blocking them in, with the exception of maybe popping up a retractable wall for a few seconds. Otherwise, if it's up too long, they'll just turn around and they'll beat down the door or punch down the wall, whatever we've trapped them in with. But before I start gussying it up and make it all proper, probably use candy canes, chocolate blocks, things like that to make it a pleasant, torturous experience, we need to test out and finalize what traps are gonna go in the rooms, right? And I've got a few ideas. First things first, we've got a Helixian gas vent right here, so it makes perfect sense to... start with the first room, the first test chamber, to have one of those in. And then I was thinking, we can automate it. We don't need, say, Mr. Cringe behind an embrasure chucking a Molotov, as hilarious as that would be. We can take it to our whole automated level because we have the turret base mod, the MISC turret base. So we can just attach an incendiary launcher, which we can craft right now, right onto a turret base. The enemy walks in the room, we flood it with gas, we drop a wall down in front of the turret to reveal it, then it fires. That could be quite fun. That way Mr. Cringe still has control of things, but he's kind of like the madman in his control room pulling levers. Although I do like the idea of Sprinkles maybe running in with a firebomb, but I worry that Sprinkles might also singe off his eyebrows. So I'm thinking, right, which I do occasionally do sometimes, we have a big kind of, maybe we won't go that way for the full track, maybe we'll go directly up, but in the center of all of this needs to be a control room. Lots of levers, lots of buttons, lots of isolated power grids, and we just have Mr. Cringe in there like a madman in his control center, pulling levers, opening turret doors up, lowering walls, raising walls, whatever it is we're doing in there. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. Fight an entire raid with the power of levers. That seems like a madman chocolate factory thing to do. You know what would make sense? If we had a... Oh, you know what? That's actually kind of genius. Bear with me here. Here's the plan. Because I'm not a fan of storing prisoners permanently in what is supposed to be the second best hotel in Mr. Cringe's colony, instead, we have a dual entrance prison which we can use with remote doors. So I believe it is... Where are they? Show me my remote doors. They're here somewhere, I promise. Maybe we haven't done the research for them yet. There are remote doors that we can use levers and buttons to open up. Otherwise, they just count as effectively walls, right? So if we put the prison here, connecting right up to the end of it, we can kind of run the gauntlet in reverse. So raiders come in this way, prisoners go back out the other way, twice the fun with potentially the same amount of people, depending on if they survive it. Before we start building this though, let me emphasize, we're not trying to kill them as efficiently as possible. We want them to get through to the other end of the maze entirely, like the source material, like that Madman Wonka himself. I want them to get through to the other end of it entirely. So we can't make it too difficult, but we also ideally only want to have one survivor. So we can't make it too easy. Maybe traps that are only triggered by whoever's at the front, or whoever happens to be clumsy or fast, or whatever it happens to be. This area is for the winners. Then we decide with the winners, hey, do we want to keep them, do we want to not? Then we'll have the prison adjacent for the people who come in second place or third place, just in case more people survive. Because again, we're not here to kill them efficiently. We're here to escort them through a danger maze. A fun house of terror. So using the retractable walls, we can have this basically permanently barred off, right? So we don't want it too massive, enough for a nutrient paste dispenser that our people can access, say, up at this section or whatever. But we also want a way leading out to maybe behind the scenes a little bit. Yeah, so what we're going to have to do is, if this is all kind of the kill trap, we'll have another door, maybe shooting off the end here. That would make sense, because then we can also have the nutrient paste dispenser basically where I had it before, right? Then we just have a giant wall coming down this area, away from the general public, so they can't see it. That's my flowers that I built to kind of spruce the place up. But then if we build the prison wall down here, not only can we have those remote doors, so when we say Mr. Cringe release the prisoner, we pull the lever which seals this bit off and opens this bit up, so they're forced to be released down this way. And again, because of the way raids work, we're not going to have any doors blocking it or anything, just automated traps. We need pressure pads. Pressure pads. Why have we not got that? Conveyor belts. What can we do with conveyor belts? You know what we could do with conveyor belts? This is genius if I could pull this off. We can load it with a bunch of, say, high explosive shells, although this is going to be very expensive to maintain. I appreciate that in hindsight. High explosive shells that go past a flamethrower that we connect to another lever. We turn on the flamethrower. That blasts the shell as it goes past and primes it. The conveyor belts, if I remember correctly from when we used it a long, long time ago, will deposit it into a stockpile. They don't just drop it on the conveyor belt. They will push it into a stockpile, like, kind of far in. That could be so fucking cool if we could pull it off. Primed mortar shells basically being pushed into the path of the enemies. Sorry, I stopped talking about it. Start planning it. I'm very excited for this idea. If we could pull this off, this is going to be legendary. What are you talking about? What has he done this time? A woman was placed on Sprinkles. Sprinkles! Was it the Mafia? What's he done? What did he do while he was out there? Wanted for arson by the civilized bureaucracy? Sprinkles, you were gone for 5 friggin' minutes and you burned something down. Maybe that's how we managed to save him. Maybe that's how Discordia saved him. They burnt down the prison. Oh, shit. Laffy, my friend. There's going to be a lot of mining. We will probably make this the permanent layout, because we can always spruce it up with, you know, paintings and statues. We can make the hallways bigger, or, you know, we could always do it like a weird little diversion off to the side if you want to give it a bit more character. We'll just go for something very basic to start off with. Proof of concept. Then when we get the funding, then we can really expand out. This is going to be incredible. And I'm specifically trying to leave a pretty massive amount of room around all of these buildings, just so that we've got enough room for conveyor belts, levers, access tunnels, mainly for our people. They'll need ways to get here without interrupting it. So we could put, say, doors in the middle. Say you've got like a kill box with a bunch of traps in it. Put doors adjacent to those traps. They can rearm the traps without walking over them. That's going to be the kind of similar concept, right? That doesn't interrupt a kill box. Similarly, that's not going to affect this. They might, though, when they try and flee, punch down the door if it's quicker. So we also need to have a lot of remote doors as well that only the colonists can use. Otherwise, they might think it's quicker to burst down the door rather than run the other way. To be honest, I probably wouldn't blame them if this ends up being as horrific as it is in my mind. We can make it a yellow brick road. Now, I'm well aware that is not the same franchise, okay? I can't be giving Raiders golden tickets, so I have to take some creative licenses here. So while Laffy and Sprinkles, now that he's back, can finally start working on that one, we're going to have Cringe just do the cheapest research until we get some of the new stuff popping up. There it is. That's it right there. Unlocks the low-tier recipes and buildings. So that is a follow-on to chocolate tempering, which we already have unlocked then. So we could potentially get this immediately. So I'm just going to blitz through the cheapest research we've got going over and over and over until we've got it. No! Has it finally happened? Wait. Bravexa and Ender, what, they guessed? Oh! The prisoners. Oh. Endu and Professor. Remember me? It's me, Sprinkles. The guy that you kidnapped. I don't know if you've heard. But revenge is a dish best served cold. Cold and chunky like a delicious pony jar. Oh, I mean, them being in a relationship couldn't have ended up any more perfect. Oh, this is gonna be disturbed. No, Endu, let me go first. I love you. Boom! Off go his legs. No, Professor. No, not like this. Bang! Right into a Lego. Mousetrap right up the arse. I don't know what I haven't really planned it out quite yet. We can line the hallways with Lego bricks and upturned plugs, things like that. I have no illusion that they're going to be standing on that. I don't think they will at all, but if they go into a panic, they might run over it in a hurry. It would just be amusing to watch them have to avoid Lego bricks very carefully. Come on, show me some chocolate production here. Factory basics! That's actually way better. Sorry, no offense, mod team who lovingly crafted a very, very on-brand mod, but this does put a smile on my face. I mean, the other would have as well, but this does put a smile on my face. I'm not saying it's a better smile, but it is a smile. Oh, another animal transport pod. I should pay more attention to these because they could be really good. Oh! As far as mascots go, that's pretty good. A super Joris called Lavender. Oh. Wait. Oh, no one can keep it tame. Look. Best handler Dr. Hunk has 4. Like fuck he does. Oh, no! Ah, one of our good animal handlers OD'd. Too much delicious sippy milkies. All right, well, I'll leave it then. I mean, there's not much point taming it. We're not going to be able to keep it. It's just going to go feral and then attack us. It's really the sensible option. Off with your head. Did he just bite that with his venom teeth? He did bite it with his venom teeth. Venom teeth is in, like, fangs that inflict venom, not like, you know... Eddie. Shit film. You are a loser, Eddie. Maybe that's why he's got the thing on his head, too. Sprinkles getting, like delusions of grandeur here. Sprinkles thinks he's a goddamn superhero. I wish you would dye that hat, Mr. Cringe. You're freaking me out. God, it's all coming together. Was that actually all coming together today? My God, remote doors. Oh, it's just one victory after another. Well, with the exception of all the, you know, group of loopers that died. That wasn't really a victory. Except for all the people that died, everything else has been great. Oh my God. I feel like some buildings you probably shouldn't be able to sell. I bought this from a trader because I was like, okay, that's cooler than a portcullis. I'll just swap them out. But we haven't got remote doors, so I don't think we can actually open the fucking thing. Honestly, the management in this place, they got a lot to answer to. They have a lot to answer to. Right, here we go. Versatile assembler is no use, but the factory floors, those, even just as a decorative block, are fantastic to get. All right, okay, we need to come up with like a final definitive list of high-tier trap room ideas. So let me go through them again very briefly, so that way we all know what's planned, and then I'll pick my favorites from the comment section. If you see any you like, give me an upvote, then I can see them a little bit easier. Saves me, you know, going through hundreds of comments. Fire gas room is pretty much guaranteed, right? Because we've got the Helixian gas right there. That with the automated launch that someone suggested in the comments yesterday is just such a nice combo, I can't ignore it. Hall of Mirrors, with the twist that they have IEDs in the mirror room, is honestly phenomenal, and I can't argue with that. It's got the perfect theming. It's also hilarious. The Heal Root Tree Room, I had to add Vanilla Expanded Medieval to the pack, but I've never used this before. The way it works is you can grow these Heal Root trees, which put out like an anesthetic effect. Actually, I don't think we have tree zone, right? Yeah, we haven't got the research for it yet. But it puts out an anesthetic effect, and if you're near them for too long, it will just knock you unconscious, which would be quite nice. And then, door opens. Well, I don't know, a grizzly bear comes out. We'll talk about that one. We need something to combo with that, so any suggestions for that would be fantastic. I was thinking a room to wear them down mentally, so doors with pressure plates attached to it that they have to try and find a way through. And I think because of the way their pathfinder works, when they step on it, the door opens, they'll walk through. And then either it'll close, or they'll try and find a way to path through again. And we could keep them going through a series of doors that is basically just random whether or not they get through. If that doesn't work, we can hook it up to a lever and just have Mr. Cringe pulling it for a laugh until they break down, at which point we can let them through or something like that. Conveyor belt room, I think has potential, but I've got to think of a way to get that to work lighting mortar shells, putting them on the belts, and watching them blow up would be hilarious, but might be quite expensive. If there's a way we can kind of push it off the conveyor belt at speed, so we can deliver more shells in front of them, but also not do too much damage, that would be quite nice. I'm open to suggestions. I'm going to pick my favorite 5, because that's probably how many I'll build in total. Pick a favorite 5. If there are any better ones, I'll obviously replace some of the crap ones I've come up with. I'm telling you right now, this is going to be so much catharsis for me. I have had a week of battling technology, non-stop. Mod pack errors. My PC is basically on the verge of melting through the desk. I'm on the verge of throwing it out the window. So finally getting to torture people is, it's gonna really make my day. Now that everything's running fine, I'm ecstatic. And then if we can turn a little profit in the background here. I mean, that was meant to be the main thing, the chocolate factory, but I'm very blinded by the torturous potential of what we can do with this. I mean, shit, I might even go away and do some testing, just in a separate save, just try and work out some mad stuff that we can do with this. This is going to be, I think this is going to be incredible. If we could pull it off. Remember, we're not trying to kill them. We're just trying to break their spirit, not their body. That's the important thing. Thank you all for watching. We didn't really do a lot in today's episode because fucking Sprinkles got kidnapped, which definitely threw a spanner in the works. But my God, this is going to be, when we get this going, it's going to get me going. Maybe not in the right way. Thank you to Rominator X, Laura S, Dexter, Bwengun, Faith, C-Mac, Ashenjack, Geeg, Snowlauger, Baldor Hammer, The Longhoff, Altari, East Waffles, Galaxy Kyle, Desync, and Azathoth Bloodfang for their support. The executive producer is over on Patreon. Thank you for giving me this mental health catharsis that I so desperately need by torturing two-dimensional people. Thank you to Cameron, Quaggasol, Ink, Couch Eckley, Lilac, Freckers, Monk, A Good Chunk of Balsa, Ben Ice Cream, Brannick, Flom, Nia, Akka, Proper Banter, Saltalore, and Dougie Fresh as well. Thank you, Dougie Fresh. See you later, Dougie Fresh. It's also 5 a.m. Oh my God, it's 10 past 5 a.m. I'm going to sleep. I'll see you all tomorrow.